prioritize it. The stuff I'm looking for in specific is the stuff with Megan Misegadis, Penny Cooper, and Marcia Estrada. The reason for the stuff with Megan Misegadis is because she tried claiming that she didn't know anything about the money situation and the bank situation until after I was released from prison. She also said that I didn't let her know about being forced to make an illegal firearm, which, of course, I recorded it. So, yeah, good fucking luck. That's on the actual computer, though, not on the laptop. So I'm going through my laptop and finding what it is that I have recorded on there. And that way I can show that what Marcia Estrada had told me and what Penny Cooper told me were not the same thing. Also, whenever Marcia Estrada, who is Penny Cooper's boss, told Penny Cooper that she needed to do something, Penny Cooper told me that it wasn't her job and tried pushing me off to Marcia Estrada. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Meanwhile, why was I going to these people? Because in Nebraska, same as everywhere else, when you are a disabled adult who is abused, they want to send you to mental health and tell you to forget about it. Tell you, just forget about the abuse that you endured. Just go to a therapist. That'll be your solution. Anybody else has legal recourses that they can go through, but you as a disabled person who is alone, you don't have family or friends who are coming in with you, so therefore you must be to blame, and even if you're not to blame, the fact is, it's free money for them. Penny Cooper did not do a job that an advocate is supposed to do. She didn't do the job that a caseworker is supposed to do. She continued to push a dead fucking horse and to do absolutely nothing. So, of course, showing those recordings does show that. It also shows that Marcia Estrada, for the first half of it, she has plausible deniability. She can say, well, I didn't know that Penny Cooper was doing that. For the second half of it, however, well, she was aware that Penny Cooper was doing that. I was very loud and proud about speaking up about it in public as well. With the situations that Penny Cooper should have been helping me with and didn't, she just wanted to focus on housing over and over, just the housing, nothing else, just housing. I'm like, hey, I am still in an area where I'm being abused. I'm filling out all your housing paperwork. You already know that they're going to say no because of the situation where I was denied my rights. Now, here's the thing, is that I shouldn't have to break the law or break property in order to get the cops to do their fucking jobs. But without somebody there and present, I have to at least get them to document that I made the fucking effort. They won't even do that unless I break the law. The reason for that is because people who are supposed to be caseworkers, like Penny Cooper, don't take it seriously unless you go in with the victim. So many people wanted to argue that they didn't know nothing and nothing they said was going to matter to the police and wasn't going to matter to the courts. Are you fucking serious? The things that you have to say and have said already and have already texted to me are all things that would have changed the outcome of the court date. Not just the court date, but the outcome in those court dates. The reason for that is because the police lied and so did the Bollingers. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they lie? Of course they didn't want to get in trouble. And why supposed friends not come forward? Because they're afraid of getting in trouble. They're afraid of retaliation by the police and Bollingers. Well, they should have thought about retaliation from me. That's what you guys want to call it, isn't it? Retaliation. Retaliation. No, I give you every opportunity and every chance to do things right. When you choose not to, that's a decision that you've made. We'll make it a witch on a broomstick. Well, does that work? I guess it kind of looks like a witch on a broomstick. Anyway, the situation with Marcia Estrada also shows how much she backtracked. See, the videos that are on YouTube and Facebook are only a small portion of the evidence and only a small portion of the conversations. I mean, this is a uphill battle all the way. Hey, will you look at the evidence? Help me to turn it in. That's what I'm supposed to be coming to you for. Why is it that we are beating a dead horse on housing when you already know what the outcome is going to be and why? And she voices that she already knows what the outcome is going to be. So we're filling out all this paperwork to the detriment of everything else. Meanwhile, during that period of time, I was still being abused in Chapel, Nebraska. And every time I was assaulted or threatened, and I had to go to them and try to explain it to them, because they're supposed to be the mandated reporters that I go to, since Megan Misegadis obviously wasn't up to the job, and Jen Beebe didn't want to do the job. Oh God, these raisins are fucking frozen. God damn it. Oh wait, they're not raisins. Frozen cherries. All right. Well, they're dried cherries, so they're supposed to be good for a while, I guess. But being as they're frozen, I don't think it's going to do me any good. I don't think they're getting eaten tonight. Anyway, I got to come out to my vehicle about every half hour or 45 minutes to make sure that I burn some of those little pellets. Make sure that the water doesn't freeze, because I don't particularly have the ability to scrape my windshield off at this point. I'm in a lot of physical pain. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I'm not a very nice guy. I used to be, and in real life I am when I'm allowed to be, when I'm capable of being. But there are days when I just have to straight up stay away from people because they're being stupid. It's weird, like people become stupid in cycles. Today, I almost thought about giving up on panhandling. Even though I really need the money, and this is probably about the only time of the year that I'm capable of making more than 10 to 15 bucks average for a day. I mean, there are days where I made more than that, and that's what makes it a $10 or $15 average. It just sucks. So for right now, I gotta try to capitalize the best I can on the fact that it's almost Christmas. Tomorrow and the next day, it's gonna be pretty dry. And then after Christmas, it'll be really dry. And then January, it's gonna be everybody spent all their money getting drunk on New Year's, and all their money on Christmas, and all their money on Thanksgiving, and all their money on Halloween. And so they're strapped for cash on just about everything, and their heating bill is gonna be astronomical. So, yeah, I've got, hopefully tomorrow there's something open, and people will see me and want to kick down a decent amount. I always make sure that I try to share a percentage of what I get, not all of it, but the reason I try to share a percentage is because I know that if I don't share when I need it, who's going to share with me? If I don't speak out when I need it, who's going to speak out for me? Well, even if I do speak out, people don't speak out for me. The people who should have told the truth from the very beginning, it's not my fault that people threatened, harassed, and intimidated them. But I tell you what, I can sure shame the hell out of somebody, can't I? Goddamn right I can. Anyway, at night I'm looking for those videos, and I'm marking them so that I know which ones are which. I can try to edit out the, okay, that's good. I can try to edit out the, when I have my social security number, phone number, any of that in there. That way you guys don't gain access to that information. The things that people did with access to that information before were horrible. The fact that Leslie Snell and Scott Costa and all the rest of them just continually kept on helping my predators to get away, continually made every effort to make sure that I didn't have the resources or access to the resources to do those things, continually threatening, harassing, and intimidating me, and trying to run me out of town. And I gotta tell you, I'm not a very fucking nice guy in those situations or circumstances. I'm sorry my speech isn't perfect. No, I'm not. I'm glad that my mouth doesn't hurt all the time. Now, I went to see the fucking therapist before and after Natalie was killed, and people want to be condescending and say, you need help. Just get a job. You need a therapist. You know, you need to get a fucking head doctor. Fuck, man. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the words of encouragement. It's kind of like when people don't even find out what the problem is or what they can do. They're already busy telling you they can't do anything and then filling you full of all of the stuff that's going on in their lives, basically trying to make you feel like shit for even asking. Well, that's a hell of a friend. When you're being fucking assaulted and having your life threatened and your friends and family's lives are being threatened too. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Now, there's a lot of people who, well, they shouldn't have told me that these things happened if they didn't. And if they actually did happen, I want to see the fucking proof. You need to speak up in fucking court because the cops lied about you and me both. And they got away with it, not because I'm a coward. I'm not the one hiding in a fucking corner. I'm not the one hiding the truth or trying to destroy the truth once it's out there. Many people tried to have conversations with them that are on YouTube taken down. If you said it, be responsible to your fucking words. Don't pussyfoot around. And for goddamn sure, don't bullshit me. If you care about me, show it. Bullshitting me isn't showing it. Lying to me isn't showing it. Helping my predators out intentionally is for certainly not showing it. Claiming that they're your predators too, and using that as your excuse to dip out, well, let's see it. A lot of these folks, when they talk about their fears, well, their fears are justified. I can verify it because I know many of the people they're afraid of in these situations. I can verify that those people exist. That's something that's been an uphill battle. Trying to get people to even acknowledge the fact that they exist. Like, hey, dude, can you at least admit that you fucking exist? I've already got the evidence. I don't need you for much more than verifying that you are a real human being because I've already screenshotted the stuff between you and I. It's already saved. The only issue is you verifying it. See, that's the problem with people not going in with me when I tried to turn stuff in. I get the whole, well, how do we know you didn't write that? When cops don't want to do their fucking jobs, they'll find any excuse. And they don't really want to do their jobs for a homeless person. That's nationwide. That's because the public doesn't care about the law. They don't want to see homeless people. Homeless people, most of them are homeless because they don't have friends or family who care. Anyway, I burned up my fuel like I needed to. Made sure that nothing seized up. Fucking damn it. And now that I know that the vehicle isn't going to completely freeze up, I'm going back inside and having me another cup of warm coffee. And I'm going through some more of the recordings. Most of the recordings are audio recordings, and it does take work to turn those audio recordings into video recordings so I can post them on YouTube and hopefully share them easier that way. I went to all the right people, but without friends or family, none of these other services are going to do their jobs. And without somebody who's informed of how fucked up the situation is, who's able to speak up, it's an uphill battle. Thank goodness Marcia Estrada stuff is on my YouTube. I'm going to see if I can get my laptop working in the Denny's. It is working. I'm just going to try to see if it'll hook up to the internet. If it can, I'm going to try to hook up some links with Marcia Estrada and with Megan Misegadis and hook them up on this channel for you guys to hear them. And then the ones that are audio files, I've got a couple of USBs that, and this sucks to say, I gotta find a way to a Walmart or something of that nature so that I can buy one of their El Cheapo computers for $200 to $300 with my next check, and I don't have that money to spend. It's gonna cost me probably $600 altogether to get my vehicle legal in this state, and that's all of my disability money. That's all of it. That'll give me enough to not pay for my storage facility, enough to not be able to pay for my phone, enough to not be able to pay for food, not be able to pay for gas. But I'm trying. And the people in this town were good to me today. They gave me enough to where I can get me some dinner, and I was able to, there's a guy named Christian who was going to help me about a week ago, and it didn't work out so good. He was having a traumatic experience of his own, and I did want to thank him, so I was able to get him some pancakes tonight and a coffee and give him a few to warm up, and then he went down to the warming center, which I'm avoiding because I just don't want to deal with the possibility of running into Farnsworth. As long as I stay on this end of town, I don't have to worry about that. And although some of the churches said they were going to do certain things, I haven't seen them implement any of the things that they said that they were going to in any of these safety issue situations. So it's best just to stay away from those places, especially when several of the people there, when I tried to turn in this stuff and explain to them, hey, this is stuff that mandated reporters or something supposed to do something about. You know, having that Donna lady snap at me and several other church people snap at me. No, I don't feel comfortable going back. There's also the ones, I want to say that the ones at the First Christian Church have been real nice. And they did help me cover my gas on more than one occasion, and they did feed me. That's also the church where Farnsworth was like that towards several people, myself included, on the church property, and nobody did anything. They heard the whole thing and still did nothing. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. Not even Farnsworth. God damn it, he's a human being too. He didn't need to be headbutted. For him trying to step up on me like that, you know, he should have known better than the... When you try to headbutt somebody and they react, they're not necessarily going to react the way that you want them to. Kind of like if you try to punch somebody in the nose, they're not just going to stand there all the time and let you punch them in the nose. Most of the fights I won, I did not win because I'm a good fighter. I won because I flinched and people punched me in the forehead and broke their knuckle. That doesn't make me a good fighter. That makes me not want to get hit in the fucking nose. Same thing with somebody's trying to headbutt you. And he's just getting worse. If I stay away from him, well, this is the unfortunate thing. If I stay away from him, he'll probably target somebody else. But while he's angry at me, maybe he'll do that less to others. Even Robert Farnsworth is a human being, and he is worthy of our love. He is worthy of our affection. He is worthy of having a roof over his fucking head so he doesn't freeze to death.